Hello and welcome to Chasing the Dollar, brought to you by The Tab. Well, it was a tough old week of racing last week at Wentworth Park. Saturday night, an absolute blowout for me, Tim. This week, though, how are we going to go?
Hopefully we can redeem ourselves, Benny. It was a really tough week last week, but we might make mention there's a big six jackpot, $130,000 going into the pool, so we're hoping it might get beyond $400,000. It does look a pretty tough meeting, but I'm really looking forward to betting into it. I love these big pools, and they're a chance for a small outlay to win big money, even if you just get 5, 10, 15% of the dividend. So really looking forward to it.
Yeah, most certainly. We also have a couple of heats of the Sydney Cup for this Saturday night as well. So we'll have a quick look at those with Tim in just a moment. But let's get to the Tab. And here is Matt Jenkins.
Well, a very big night on Saturday night out at Wentworth Park, of course. We've got the heats of the Sydney Cup, and Tab are now open as well. Fixed odds. Heat 1 looks a very strong race. He Knows Uno looks like the dog to beat and has gone up the $3 favourite, but there are plenty of chances. Heat 2 looks a little bit weaker, and out of the 8 box there, Hotwire, odds on. There at $1.80. It clearly looks the one to beat. The good news is, if you want to have a go at the Big Six, $130,000 jackpot expected to reach $400,000. This is in New South Wales, and that is the biggest carryover pool ever on a greyhound meeting. Make sure you're having a crack at the Big Six. Other fixed odds betting for the greyhounds, of course, covering the Adelaide Cup. The heats there, and look out for the repriced winner market as well.
Okay, well, let's get into race number 5. This is the first leg of the quaddie. It is a 4th grader, and there's plenty of pace in this one, Tim.
Yes, sure is, Benny. There's probably 6 runners which could all lead this race, and I think there could be carnage at the first turn. You've got a couple of runners on the inside in Diggers Beach and Chasing Glory, particularly Diggers Beach, who wants to scout wide at the first turn, and wider out you've got Lord Rain and True Blue Ethics, who want to run toward the rail. They've all got similar pace. There could be carnage. They could all come together. Therefore, I'm tipping number 4, What a Lotto, on an each-way basis. I think it's a great each-way bet. He lacks pace, but he's very strong at the end. He's resuming from a break, so he is fresh, and I like backing greyhounds who have been over the longer trip when they're first up, because they normally do sprint well fresh. I think it'll begin poorly, park over on the rails early on, get a run through, and on an each-way basis, I think it is a great bet. Number 4, What a Lotto. 3, Chasing Glory, is a greyhound with high speed. He's the Tweed Heads Galaxy winner. He's been competing at the Newbold Carnival recently, comes back to town. He's just got to contend with Diggers Beach, who's drawn on his inside, which does want to run wider at the first turn. And number 2, Diggers Beach, as I just said, it has got the early pace to be competitive. If it did happen to lead, it could well pinch it. Very tough, but What a Lotto. You'll have to hold your breath early on, but I think it can rush home late and get the money.
That takes us to race number 6, and this is the first of 2 heats of the Sydney Cup. Now, we've got some very classy stayers going around here. Irma Bale and He Knows Uno, they will be fighting out favouritism for this one right up until when they jump, you would think. Tim, which way are you going to go?
He Knows Uno. I like him that he's just had a bit of a freshen up from the Chairman's Cup, where Irma Bale, on the other hand, has had 4 or 5 runs in 4 or 5 weeks, so been racing virtually every week, and I just think He Knows Uno, just on the freshen up, can park midfield and really descend at them late. Hot Buzzard and Irma Bale look to be the likely leaders. They'll go hard early and mid-race, and He Knows Uno, you've just got to angle him into the clear mid-race, and he'll be storming home. I really like him. Number 3, He Knows Uno. The danger's number 4, Irma Bale. She's a Group 1 winner. She ran a cracking race when beaten by the champ Miata at the Meadows last time out. She was unlucky last time she was at Wentworth Park when she missed the kick in the Chairman's Cup, and she ran a really good race. She's got a good chance, but as I said, I just think she's had plenty of racing in the past month, but she's going to be hard to beat. 2, Hot Buzzard, went like a torpedo last week, leading all of the way, clocking 42.18. It's got to be thrown right in, and the Kiwi no piece is well drawn wider on the track and has got to be thrown into your wider quaddies and Big Sixes.
Yeah, well, race number 6, it's a very nice looking heat of the Sydney Cup. Race number 7, though, it is nowhere near the strength. Now, Tim, where are you going to go with this lot?
I'm glad you said that, Benny. I thought Hot Wire had a terrific chance. A really solid run behind Hot Buzzard in flying time last week. Well drawn wider on the track. I think it'll just slide across midfield at the first turn or in the home straight on the first time, and is very, very strong at the end. He loves racing at Wentworth Park, and he's meeting a really, really common bunch here. One, Mr. Callowella, likely leader, should find the bunny and just keep rolling along. Is capable of running around 42.5, 42.6, and its run last week in finishing fourth behind Hot Buzzard was really good. Had to work hard early, and it was quite a solid run. Throw in 7, Dusty Dave. Well, he's just a putter's nightmare, or my nightmare. I've done a stack on him in recent times. He was narrowly beaten last week. Look, he's nearing a win at Wentworth Park, but okay, he's not going to get me again. And Buddy Wright will be running on at the finish. But Hot Wire will start a short price favourite, and clearly the one to beat.
Well, race number 8 is the free-for-all over the 520 metres. We don't have to guess who Tim will be tipping here. Mr. Clydesdale wins this, doesn't he?
Best bet on the card. Really good run when second behind Transcend Time last week in very quick time. He's got a hard railer drawn on his inside and a good beginner, so all debris I'm talking about should begin, run to the rail. He should get clear galloping room in the initial stages. The greyhound on his outside, My Sweet Love, can be touchy at box rise. I think if he just needs to begin cleanly, we'll see the best of Mr. Clydesdale on Saturday night. I think he'll be winning, and the best bet on the card. One, He's So Shy, can't be denied though. He's racing in great fashion. He scored in really good style last week, but this is a shade harder. Throw in 8, Chasing to Cash, who's been really, really favourable to us in recent times. He's well drawn wider on the track, but he's stepping back up to the 500 metres and might be just a little vulnerable in this top company. But I really like Clydie. I think he'll be winning on Saturday night.
All right, well, Tim, you picked the runner-up in the first race last week with your best bet. What about this week?
Yeah, Mr. Clydesdale. I'm going back to my old favourite. He's just beautifully drawn in that race on Saturday night. He should get room to move, as I said earlier on. I think he'll be winning. He won't be any flash odds, but he'll get the money.
And some value for us.
What a lotto in race 5. As I said earlier, I think there's a heap of pace in the race. He'll park on the inside, in behind them early on, and I think he can run home late and get the money just on an each-way basis. I think he's a great gamble.
Well, it was a huge weekend for the Tab last week with both the grand finals. They get into spring racing now, and it's really starting to get serious, and plenty more sport as well. Let's call in with Matt Jenkins.
Yeah, there's plenty of racing and sport coming up this weekend, and some crackerjack racing as well. Of course, from Randwick, the big 4 Group 1s, and Gaze Waterhouse has got a very good hand in all races as well. Got to mark it up on how many Group 1 winners she'll train on Saturday. And of course, we've got the Turnbull there, Green Moon going out the favourite in the Turnbull as well, ahead of December Draw, who's very well back. Now, it's your last chance to register for Star Stable, 10 a.m. on Saturday. It will close. Make sure you're involved in that. And over the next month, we've got the big spring grab where we're giving away $100,000 in Tab agencies as well. So visit your local Tab to find out a little bit more about that. Now, on a sporting front, of course, the footy's over for another year. We've got the A-League kicking off, betting live on each and every game as well. A lot of markets around Del Piero as well. He's a big signing there for Sydney FC. We've got Bathurst 1000. We'll be betting live on that. We've got the NBL kicking off as well, betting live on all games as well. Big live coverage for the NBL. And of course, the Aussies going along very nicely in the T20 World Cup at the moment. They're the clear favourites and the team to beat. All those markets at tab.com.au, 133 390. We'll get down to your local Tab.
Okay, Tim, well, a rough old week last week, but plenty of confidence this week, and we're all about Mr. Clydesdale as Genji. We need him.
Oh, we do. We certainly do on Saturday night, Benny. But really looking forward to the meeting. Couple of heats of the Sydney Cup, but don't forget that big 6 jackpot. Really looking forward to betting into that. The big pooler, it might get to 400,000. They're hoping it might, so there'll be a big dividend, hopefully, on Saturday night in the big 6.
Love a bit of value. We'll see you next time on Chasing the Dollar.